Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name's Apathy and today we're going to do something special. Those of you waiting for an update to my immersion journey will have to wait till next month for my 9-month update. So, I just returned from my 2-week trip from Japan and I figured I would give a little video just kind of going over what I brought back. I split up this video into sections in case you're only interested in a certain part of it, starting off with figures. So I actually want to preface this part with that usually when I go to Japan, I fill my suitcase up full of figures. However, my interests have changed since the last time I was there almost 7 years ago, and I only wanted to bring back one actual figure, this awesome Freerun figure. Next up, we got some smaller figures here, kind of little gotcha things. First up, it's Takane Rui from Hololive. I wanted something that I could sit on my desk that I wouldn't feel shameful about, so I just picked up this very inconspicuous little figure. I quite like it. Anytime I want to listen to something on YouTube, I usually pull up her channel. It's very easy listening. She has a very, we'll say, normal voice for a Hololive member. You should check it out. Next up, this Goss Harag figure I got from a gacha. I like Monster Hunter, and that's really all I gotta say about that. Next up are the figures I have to build and paint myself. There's this really cool Japanese yokai series of models that I was really interested in getting while I was here, so I picked up 2 yokai from that. Here you can see I'm holding one, and here is the other one. I also picked up this last model just because I thought it looked cool. Like I said, I was trying to find ones that I could paint and put together myself, because that's kind of my interest now, not just regular old models that sit on a shelf. So I picked this one up. A lot of models I found that weren't like Gundam or whatever were more expensive here than in Canada, so I only picked up these 3 things. Lastly, for figures, I picked up these 2 Gundams. One's bamboo and one's more like a thinner paper, I guess. I don't know. Cardboard, maybe? I got them at the airport mall in Haneda before leaving the country. On to the next thing, which is books. Alright, so as you can see, I got a stack of books here that I brought back. Let's go through these one at a time. First up, we got Tawa Dungeon by Nihei Tsutomu. I know this guy as the Blam guy, which I haven't read, but the art for this looked really cool and I wanted to jump into this since it's rather new. And it's a fantasy, which is my favorite genre, so picked this up at, I believe, Village Vanguard. Their second floor had a whole bunch of dark fantasy manga and stuff I'll get to in a sec. I also got another one, a manga there, and a sweet shirt. Tower Dungeon, haven't read it yet. Looking forward to it. Next up, Daidaku by Kyu Hayashida. I know nothing about this manga other than it's by the mangaka of Dorohedoro, which is one of my favorite manga series. So I picked it up just on that premise alone. I also got this one from Village Vanguard. I look forward to reading this because I just love Dorohedoro. Not much else to say here until I actually dive in and read it though. The rest of the manga I picked up here I got from Book Off, which just ridiculous deals there, and I could spend my entire life there, but I was in Japan with my brother and wife who could not read Japanese, and so they could not be further disinterested from being in Book Off. Me, I was like a kid in a candy store. So first up here from the Book Off section is D. Gray Man. Probably a mid pick to some people, but I actually really like this series. I actually haven't read it. I've watched 70-ish episodes of the anime. I've been meaning to go back to it. I'll probably rewatch it now fully in Japanese without subtitles, but I figured I'd start off by reading it. I kind of like the transformation Alan goes through in this around that 70 episode mark, spoiler, but But I have heard recently that it has kind of gotten away from shonen in the most recent chapters and is more of like a mystery series now, which I don't know how true that is, but it has resparked my interest in the series and I kind of want to just go back and check it out. Getting near to the end of the manga list, first 7 volumes of Yomi no Tsugai, another one of those series I know nothing about but love mangaka's past work, that being Arakawa Hiromu's Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist was my first real introduction to anime, and it's kind of cool. It'll be one of the first full collections of manga in Japanese I'll be collecting. I think there's currently 9 volumes, but I only found the first 7 just casually looking while I was in Japan. I'll be picking up the newest ones as soon as I get to the end of these 7. Keeping on theme here, I picked up the first volume of Full Metal Alchemist. I actually have the full collection in hardcover in English. I'm not going to replace those, they look very nice, but I will be collecting them all in Japanese. So I picked up this big collector's edition, I guess you would call it, in Japanese as well. And I did the same thing with Harry Potter, picking up a series in Japanese of something I know in English. You can see from the same picture I posted of the Full Metal Alchemist of my bookcase, you can see I have all the Harry Potters. I've heard it's a good jumping on point for reading in Japanese, full novels, so I'll give this a go. Finally, I got this RPG book from some place in Akihabara. Don't know anything about it. Looked cool. Wanted an RPG book. Yeah. Next up are the light novels, starting with Volume 1 of Fate Zero. Watched the anime back when it aired with English subs, but now I want to get into the Nasuverse in Japanese eventually here. Bought Fate Stay Night on winter sale this last year, and so now I got this for after as well. Then here's Overlord Volume 1. I've seen the first season with subs. I want to go back eventually and watch the whole thing, but I figured I'd start with reading first. I love MMOs and animes around them like Dot Hack Sign and Log Horizon, so I enjoyed the little bit I saw of this and can't wait to read it. Sticking with Isekai, here is Hanzuki no Gagokojo. Really don't know much about this one other than it's an isekai. It was recommended in Kanji Eater's Discord. Picked it up. I like isekai fantasy, so there's going to be a lot of isekai in this light novel section. Last of the light novels and last in the book section is Mushoku Tensei. I got the first 3 volumes of this. I've seen the first season, really enjoyed it. Haven't gone back to watch any of the rest of it. Figured I was going to read it first because it's finished. But I do want to go back and watch the anime. The anime is very good. Haven't seen the second season. When I go to Japan, I never bring a lot of clothes because I want to bring a lot of things back. But this time, I didn't bring a lot of clothes because I wanted to buy new clothes. And so I bought some Uniqlo anime collab shirts that I'll just play here in quick succession. We got the Berserk, Uzumaki, Dan. And then I saw this awesome Reddit post before I left for Japan, and I knew I had to have this sweater. It's an exclusive Warhammer Tokyo sweater. It looks super cool, so I picked that up. And look at the back there, look at that, it looks awesome. Finally got this amazing looking Dorohedoro shirt from Village Vanguard that just looks super sick, that I got with Daidaku and Tawa Dungeon. I'm going to finish up talking here, but I want to end with my unpacking of items from the Full Metal Alchemist Cafe. It was my first time going to a themed cafe, but I had to go because I really love FMA. My review for going there, I guess, is that the food is okay but expensive. Only go if you want the exclusive items, which I wanted. I hope you enjoyed watching my Japan haul. Japan itself was beautiful and awesome as it always has been. Wish I would not have been sick the entire trip, but I can never hate my time there. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll see you next month for my 9-month immersion review.